few days later, after I made that phone call, I started bleeding. And I think I called my OB first, and she was just real with me. She was like, like, it doesn't happen often, but I think you're having another miscarriage, and it sucks because it's back to back. Say, how's the fam?
How's the fam?
Hey y'all, it's Keisha.
And this is Tyler.
And this is
How's the Fam? So How's the Fam is your podcast about family, friends, and growth. We're here every single Friday, and today's episode is extremely special because we're talking about our rainbow baby, our last born, or latest born, third born, Naomi Brown, man, Naomi. Kiki, for the people who don't know, can you tell them what a rainbow baby is?
Rainbow baby is a baby that is born after you have experienced loss, whether it's a miscarriage, stillborn, something else.
Stillborn?
I said stillborn.
Oh, I thought you said stillborn. I was like, I don't know what that one is. Miscarriage, stillborn.
But pretty much after a loss. Yeah. And so when you finally have a baby after that loss, that baby is your rainbow baby.
Yep. And so Naomi is our rainbow baby, and we're here to tell that story about how all that happened, or kind of what our mindsets were when that was happening, and everything that went with it, right? It's a story of, triumph, a story of loss, and it is what it is. Now, if that sounds good to you, please stick around because you're going to love this episode of How's the Fam. Now, Kiki.
Yep.
Where do we start? Where does the story begin?
I guess it starts where we decided to start trying for the third one. Mm-hmm. And we already had two. They're 18 months apart. So we want to put more of a gap between the second set, as you would say, because we had planned and decided that we were going to have 4 kids. And so we was like, well, the first 2 close, we're going to have the second set close also, but we're gonna put like a little extra space between the second born and the third.
Some breathing room, if you want.
Right. Yeah. And we said that because with our second born, we wanted 18 months to like 2 years between them. Mm-hmm. And it was like, let's start. And then she came right after we tried the first time at 18 months. So it was like, we have to be certain that we truly are ready for whenever this baby comes. So we didn't have any worries. With my pregnancies, they are pretty rough. I have hyperemesis, which is extreme morning sickness. Mm-hmm. But, I just roll with the punches at this point. It's expected. And me and my doctor have a plan every time. So we was like, hey, just bring it on. And so I think we decided on, was it 2? No, it was like 2.5 years or so.
Yeah, I think we decided on 2. So we're going to start trying at like a year and some change or something like that, right?
Not between the second and third. I don't remember. I just remember that we kind of planned for our babies to be born like a baby born a quarter. So if you're not a finance person like me, or
it's like a season,
whatever. But yeah. So January, February, March is the first quarter. April, May, June.
I always looked at it as second. Spring, summer.
You can say that.
Fall, winter.
I said the financing person means thinking about the month. So we was planning out and we started trying. Right, no, it wasn't even that we started trying. I was like, let me go ahead and just test myself just to see before we like start trying, just to, clean slate. Like, let's get this thing going. And I took a pregnancy test and I was pregnant and I was so confused. I was just like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, no, not yet. I was like,
it was like immediate.
It's like crazy. Throwing off everything. I was just like, no, like, how am I pregnant already? Okay, well, it is what it is. We're just going to have to deal with it. Mm-hmm. And so I made an appointment for my OB. And
the best OB in the game, by the way. Shout out to you. I know you watch.
And they want to see you at least when you're at least 6 weeks. And I was going by the calendar because my time in the month was irregular. So it was kind of hard to pinpoint when my last period was. And so I was like, I really kind of don't know. But if I was to go off my last period, I'm like 10 weeks or so. And so she was like, okay, we'll schedule you. So we go to the doctor, and I just felt iffy about the whole pregnancy anyway, because usually when in my first trimester, I just get sick.
Yeah.
And especially if I was truly 10 weeks, I was just like, man, I'm not sick.
Yeah.
And I was like, either this is a boy, because my girls, they put me through it, or something's not right. And I just had a gut feeling, like, all the way up to, like, the drive up to the hospital. And so when we did a sonogram, we're looking at the screen, and she was like, well, you should be 10 weeks, I shouldn't even have to do the vaginal ultrasound. I should just be able to do it on your tummy. And she wrote it on my tummy. She wasn't quite seeing it well, so she was like, okay, let's go vaginal. And so she started showing it, and you see the sac. It's definitely a sac there, but it's like nothing there. And it was just like, oh, that's weird. And I think I left the room, and then I think she pulled Tyler aside and was like, what's the statistic?
I don't remember what the statistic was, but she was kind of like, yo, don't get your hopes up. Be there for your wife in case something bad happens. We know y'all never experienced anything like this before, but, just, kind of be there. Because she already had, like, a feeling that, this wasn't going to be a pregnancy that was going to be full term, right? And so Keisha walks back in the room. She delivers Keisha similar news. And, like, shortly after, Keisha starts seeing, what is it, spotting is the word?
Yeah, I started bleeding.
Yeah.
And they told me to call if I were to start bleeding. And I did. And my doctor, I think I had to go back in.
Did you go back in? I don't remember you going back in. I remember her calling you and letting you know, it's like, hey, this is probably what's going to happen. Like, you're going to experience some bleeding.
Yeah, I think she was like, I'm pretty sure you're having a miscarriage. But we're going to bring you in to make sure, everything just cleared out and you're good to go.
I do remember that part, yeah.
And so I took it. It was weird how I took it, because it was like, I was already surprised that I was pregnant. And so I think I put it as, it's early. Like, I didn't really make an attachment yet. So I was like, I think I'm good. And then I went to the doctor, and they checked, and they was like, oh, you're good. You're good to start trying again. So
you seem pretty upset. Like, you blowing past a little bit.
I think I was shocked, though.
You told me you seemed pretty upset.
I was, because I don't know. I was definitely in shock definitely. But I think I, like, psyched myself out of it, because I was just like, it was early, like, I never even saw the baby. I never saw the heartbeat and stuff like that. So I think I shouldn't be too bummed out about it. But I was down, because I did let a couple of people know, including, like, some people in our small group.
Yeah.
And so, once you reveal it to people, they're going to keep, checking on you. And I broke down that day when I finally told the women. I was like, look, I'm not pregnant anymore. And they was just like, oh my gosh, like, I'm so sorry.
Which,
and
is that what you asked me about the stat? Because, like, 1 in 3 pregnancies ends.
I think 1 in 4.
Is it 1 in 4? I thought it was 1 in 3. But maybe it's 1 in 4. It's like, look, man, ain't that. I'm not the brilliant person here, right? Yeah. But many pregnancies end, more pregnancies than you would think end in miscarriage, right? In fact, if you were to, like, look at what 3, maybe it's like 1 in 3 women has experienced a miscarriage. But if you were to be in a room of, like, 10 women, more than likely multiple women in that room have experienced a miscarriage, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, Keisha, like, they low-key just supported Keisha in that time.
They did.
It was actually very incredible. Like, it was a dope,
type awesome.
Of sisterhood to witness, yeah.
Yeah, and other people who went through the similar situation, they was like, look, your stomach.
My stomach
But they was like, we're praying for you. I understand the pain you're feeling. So, just stay strong and, just keep moving, just keep going, you know, but we're here for you. So that support system definitely helped with the miscarriage. So afterwards, when we got the green light, we was like, okay, we're gonna start trying again. And so we tried again, take a pregnancy test. I'm pregnant. So
well, I'll tell you, I'm a straight shooter. Yeah, you know what's funny? My line brothers always joke, like, especially Mike G. Shout out to Mike G. I remember I've interviewed him before on the podcast, but he has an episode. He'd be like, "Man, this boy don't be missing. He's still Curry with it." But little does he know, I really am. And then like Keisha's super fertile too, so
oh my God,
it's a match made in like we trying to get pregnant and we trying to get pregnant heaven. Go ahead. Yeah. I'm sorry.
So I get pregnant again, but like this time I'm kind of iffy with it. I was like, all right, here we go. And I call and I make the appointment to be seen like 6 weeks out or whatever. And probably a few days later after I made that phone call, I started bleeding. And I think I called my OB first, and she was just real with me. She was like, like, it doesn't happen often, but I think you're having another miscarriage, and it sucks because it's back to back. And I was just like, what's going on? Like, what's happening? Like, and I got off the phone with her, and then I called Tyler, and I just broke down.
Yeah, you did. Cause I mean, it's bad news to hear at the time. Like, even when you were talking, like, I remember exactly what I was doing. I was like, I was working, but not working super, super hard. So I was just in my office by myself, and like Keisha gave me the call, and I was like, "Are you okay?" And he was like, "I'm not okay." And I was just like, "Do you need me to come home?" It was just a bad quit. Like, man, if you're ever in a situation, don't ask. Just go ahead and go. And she actually was honest. She was like, "Yeah, I need you to come home." So I was like, "Hey, I'm out." I went on here, went home, and like you still in the bathroom, like just crying.
Yeah.
And like the girls were at daycare, and like Keisha was just crying. We didn't tell any of the people like that we loved this time that we had a baby or that we were pregnant. So we were low key just kind of dealing with this one in silence, right? And Keisha, I remember the word, I think the phrase you used was like, "What's wrong with me?" And I was just like, Keisha, like, it's almost like flipping a coin. Even though, again, I don't know the stat. I should have been more prepared. But I don't know if it's 1 in 3 or 1 in 4, but it's just probability. Just because it's 1 in 4 doesn't mean when you flip the coin, every time you flip it, the probability remains the same. You got a 50-50 shot. So we just hit heads twice, Mm-hmm. And you were just like, but, the pain is still the same. And the realness is the pain was the same. Like, that hurt. And what hurt me the most was how hurt you were. And like, I think we had just seen the baby, and we had just seen, like, heard the heartbeat, and then literally the next day it was like, hey, all this hope that you just had, it's like it's gone, right? But I mean, for the fellas, I mean, all you can do in that situation is just be there for your wife, because she was the one who was carrying the baby. She's the one who, I don't think you felt flutters at that point, but you knew something was there. Mm-hmm. And also, like, actually dealing with passing a miscarriage.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Like, it's taxing on the body. Go ahead.
That's mentally just mind-boggling, knowing that I'm releasing this child. That's crazy. Yeah. So, after that, I was just like, we need to take a break. Like, let's not even try right now. Let's just, mentally and just get ourselves together. Like, take a breather, take a moment. Yeah. And I even told my OB dad, I was like, you know what, we'll take a break. Because this was all in the fall season. And so I was just like, we'll try again.
It was all in the fall.
Yeah.
Back to back. Within 2 months.
Back in the fall. I mean, yeah, it was.
Was it 2 months? Yeah.
It was like 2 months, yeah. I used to know them exactly. They're in my phone.
Yeah, she has. Yeah.
So, But spring came, and I was just like, all right, let's do this. I been praying about it. I've been getting myself together, just mentally and physically. I got like super like active after that, you know. And we tried again, and I think I waited a week to tell you because I think it was Father's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And I waited to Father's Day to tell you, and I made you a card, and I was like, guess third time's the charm.
Yep.
Or something like that.
I still got it right there somewhere, right there. I try to point to my spot. That's my spot. That's my side of the bed.
Okay. But yeah, so I revealed it to you. And so this is where things got interesting for me because with me having hard pregnancies, like I already have like my mini milestones in my head, and one of them was just to get through the first trimester because that's like my worst trimester, and so it's like, oh, I'm gonna be like nauseous and sick and stuff, but you know, just get through that first trimester and it'll start to turn over. Now I have all these new milestones created from me experiencing these 2 miscarriages. And so the first one was making a phone call to make the appointment, make the sonogram to see the actual baby inside the sac, hear and see the heartbeat, the flicker, all of that. That was another milestone. Then it was just I always take my doctor visits like seriously, but like after those miscarriages, it was just like, we're good. Okay, cool, we're good. You know, it was just a relief after each one, and I think we didn't reveal to pretty much a lot of people.
It was like 20 weeks. We knew the gender by the time we told people.
Exactly.
We had the option of knowing the gender by the time we told people.
Yeah.
You were actually
only like super close family members, my trainer, and
leave my stomach alone.
Stormy.
I ate some ice cream.
My trainer and maybe a couple friends knew that we were expecting, but like a majority of people did not know. And so we finally revealed like that fall that, hey, we're expecting, and I had like maybe 3 months to go.
Yeah, you didn't have long to go. Like it was pretty much already a wrap. Like,
yes.
And then keep in mind, Keisha does have hyperemesis, but in this particular pregnancy, her hyperemesis was like a non-factor.
It was,
which made me think we were going to have a boy, but that was not the case, right?
No, another girl.
It was another girl, a very healthy girl. And here's the thing: like she was upside down, so she was breached for a little while, and then even then, God always makes a way. She turned. So before the pregnancy, she had already turned, and everything was good. So we get to the delivery. And at the delivery, like, at that delivery was potentially the second worst one, obviously, because Melanie's delivery was so smooth. Liana's delivery, I almost lost my wife. And so Naomi's delivery was like closer to Liana's delivery, but not as bad. Like,
no,
really bad.
We had a problem with the anesthesia, the epidural. Yeah. When you had epidurals before, you pretty much know what it's supposed to feel like, and I knew something was wrong because the worst part of the epidural, if you don't know, is the numbing shot. That thing hurts. Like it's small, but that thing is potent. Like it's terrible.
It's not small. Keisha's never seen the actual shot.
The numbing shot?
Oh, the numbing shot.
Yeah, the numbing shot is nothing.
The epidural shot.
But that's the thing, you're numb by then, so it's really just pressure. But the thing is, I was feeling pain when he was actually doing the actual epidural. And I was like, no, like I have never felt this before. And he was like, you know, it should be fine. I was just like, no. It was a whole whole thing.
Black people, the black mortality thing at play.
It's like,
the dude would not listen to Keisha when she was like, I don't think you did it right. And like this happened with Liana's delivery, and it happened with Naomi's, our firstborn and our thirdborn. It's like, listen to the patient. Yeah. And he was like, well, ma'am, it'll go away in like a few minutes. She was like, I've had this This is my third time. Like, it is not
Something's
right.
wrong.
Yeah, she was like, it is not right.
He finally gave in and was like, okay, we'll just start over. And like, I'm boohooing. Tyler's pacing the room. He about to like knock this guy out.
I wasn't going to do that. But I was highly pissed. I was like very upset.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so he started over and I felt the pressure that you're supposed to feel when they put the epidural in. And it was good to go. We could have avoided a lot if I was listening to way before then. But regardless, we was there from the wee hours to the evening. She was finally born, healthy, juicy baby.
Whoa. We're not skipping over this long, drawn out active delivery you had.
It was long.
It was very long.
Because after the epidural, I actually started. I was at a 4. When I made it to the
She made
hospital.
it to like an 8 and then went back down to a 6.
And I went back down, yeah.
I was just saying like, woman. Usually the epidural speeds it up. Sometimes it slows it down. I was like, look, man. Do what y'all gotta do. She pulled out the little bean. Is that what they call it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they pull out the bean. Man, Keisha went through 2 different nurses. That's how long her delivery was.
Right before I was about to push Naomi out.
You
like,
were already
for real.
pushing.
I know, like for real.
Oh.
She was like, I wish I could meet her, but I gotta go. I'm switching out with so and so. I was like, dang.
I was like, can you? It makes sense because it's like, yo, man,
I'm done. Yeah.
You ain't done, but I'm done. I'm out. And so they had a low key like switch in the middle of the delivery, which it is what it is. Yeah. But yeah, that's how long her delivery was. That's what I'm trying to say.
It was pretty long, but still not as long.
Not pretty long. It was exceptionally long.
Yeah, because people kept checking like the baby here. It's like
no, you can't skip over the longest delivery you've had.
No, it's not the longest.
Liana's delivery, active labor, that was the longest delivery.
Okay, after labor. Yeah. Yes,
that was the longest active labor
I agree
delivery.
With that. Okay.
Now you was in labor with Liana longer, but you weren't pushing that long. You pushed for like 25 minutes with Liana.
Yeah.
You pushed for like an hour and some change with Naomi.
Yeah, she was not ready to come.
Yes, you heard me right. An hour and change. It was like an hour 12, something like that. I got it written down somewhere.
I don't know.
It was a long time. All right, go ahead. Now you can do your other part.
But she was
Do you remember the other part? That when she actually came out? Do you remember that?
I do.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, because they asked me that I want, her to be put on me after she comes out, which they did, and they put her on me. You cut the umbilical cord.
Again, this is the only baby who's no, I cut Melanie's too.
You cut Melanie's?
I did not cut Liana.
Right, you didn't cut Liana's.
You didn't even get the option.
They were just happy to finally see her.
Well, Keisha
I was out of it, yeah.
So, yeah.
But she came, juicy baby, the juiciest out of all of them. And yeah, she was here. And so pretty much.
Hair full of hair, strong lungs. Probably the strongest, like out the gate, probably the strongest lungs out of all the babies out the gate. Mm-hmm. Very healthy, hard to change.
It's very straight hair.
Yep, she had meconium, so they had to do the whole meconium thing.
Oh yeah, they had to session her out.
But all things considered, she had a huge birthmark on her back, similar to my brother, my older brother. He has a birthmark on his back, and they have a similar birthmark. So very distinguishable when you're looking at all the babies in the NICU.
Yeah, so that one's my turn around. That's mine.
It's important to know that stuff because, like, in case they do get your baby switched up, if you know a birthmark, like we have a friend named Devin. Hey, Coco Rowe on Instagram. But like, she was born in Germany, like on a German military. Regardless, they actually switched them. Again, this is a different time, but they actually switched her and the other baby. But she has a very distinct birthmark, like on her face, and her dad was able to be like, "Hey, man, that ain't my baby." R.I.P. to her pops, by the way. But go ahead, Kiki. I just threw a lot in less than a minute, but yeah, go ahead, boo.
But I guess we just go to like how is Naomi is like a baby. The most chill baby ever. And she was definitely different to me because she cleaned to me. Even to this day, she cleans to me.
100%.
And I'm not used to that because my other two betrayed me at a very early
Why
age.
do you keep using such a strong vocabulary?
Because it is. All I was, oh, give me my milk. All right, I'm done with you. Where's daddy?
That is true.
That's
Our
how
kids
they
like me.
were.
Our kids like me a lot.
I was just like, what is this? This is just trifling, man. And then they already look like you. So that's just adding on to it. It's just like, what?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's give you
So
more.
I think this was still, I guess I started working from home. And so
Best thing ever.
Even after maternity leave, I still had her. I didn't have to put her in daycare right away. Thank goodness. And it was just me and her. Like, I would probably take 5 or 10 minutes, to like deal with her sometimes. But most part, like our schedule, my work schedule with her just was smooth. She was such a good baby.
She was a great baby.
Such a good baby.
Incredible.
And
baby.
I don't know, she's just so loving. Even now, like, just for reference, Melanie had got in trouble, and so she had to go to timeout. And so Naomi like looked over there like, hey. I was like, Naomi, no, you can't talk to Melanie right now. She gonna walk her little self over there, and she like put her hand on Melanie's shoulder like, hey, it's gonna be okay.
Melanie deserved that timeout. She got the kitchen scissors out of the cupboard and started cutting all the wires.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I
just heard your tone, just like, Melanie.
Yeah. Keisha came in and stopped. You saved Melanie on that one. I ain't gonna lie, I was mad.
I was stunned. I was like, ooh, you mess with daddy electronics? Girl.
The power cables. Why? And not just one. Regardless.
But yeah, she definitely loves to give hugs. You can have a bad day. She come over there and she smile at you, try to talk to you. She's such an awesome
her
baby.
number one compliment that she looks like a baby doll.
Oh yeah, she does.
Hey, everybody says she looks like a baby doll. Like,
I mean,
she got some big old eyes.
She has some big old eyes. They talk about
eyes.
her lips. They say her lips are just very cute and peculiar. She has juicy cheeks, and of course, she has the hair. It's not straight no more. She got a curl to it now.
I mean, I already did.
But it's still a lot. It's a lot of hair. And she's just adorable. Even at the daycare now, they're like, "Is Naomi here?" And like teachers be coming out of their classroom like, "Oh, we went by and saw Naomi today." I'm just like, okay.
I be feeling some type of way about that, but it is what it is.
Hey, more eyes on her. I'm cool.
Yeah, I think it's just pretty privilege. I don't think I ever had this. It's weird to see. Well, Liana had pretty privilege, and Melanie got pretty privilege to an extent. But then Melanie started, Melanie and her allergies. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But this is about Naomi. It was about Naomi. That's the only reason people didn't want to pick up Melanie was a very gorgeous, pretty baby. But her nose was always on like 8, 9, or 10.
But yeah, for those of you that have had or have a rainbow baby, I don't know if you feel this way about them, but I don't know. It's really, I don't know, someone whoever came up with the term rainbow baby, after they had the baby, the joy they get from that child is why they call it a rainbow, because like they just brighten up your day. I get that with Naomi. Like, I love all my children. Don't get me wrong, I don't. I mean, I do.
The truth came out. Y'all heard it here on House
No, I really do. But y'all, she's just everything. She's definitely a huge blessing. I love her to death. And to experience such loss like that and just to have her, it's like she kind of embraced like maybe the personalities or the love that we would have experienced with the other children and put it more into her love she was going to give us, and she just zooms love to me. And so I wouldn't trade it for the world. Yeah, it sucked. Don't get me wrong, it sucked. It made me question a whole lot about myself. It's just something natural I think you do. You want to find a cause. You want to figure out why. Why did this happen? It's got to be me. It got to be something I did. Or, oh, I should have not been that active. Like, you try to put a reason why to it. And
sometimes there is no reason.
Sometimes
you
it's
just have a
not.
miscarriage. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it just happens, and it's more common than we think. And you'd be surprised who has actually dealt with a miscarriage. And I have different friends that have posted about the miscarriages, and I always try to at least put a heart or a small comment under their post, like, it's gonna be okay, stuff like that. And a lot of them do have their rainbow babies, and more people are starting to post about them. It's not a quiet thing anymore.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to immediately just talk about her, Naomi, being a rainbow baby, but I really wanted to be like a special moment. And so, preparing for her first birthday, we always do 1 year pictures, and I have a collage of all the months, so you see her monthly pictures on our Facebook and stuff like that. But the middle picture, she got a little extra bling this time because I found this awesome necklace on Amazon, and it was just bees and they were rainbow. Oh my goodness, y'all. So cute. It was so adorable. I loved it. When I saw it, I was like, that's it. And so her party is coming up, and of course her theme is rainbow. And we're going to deck the house out. We're going to have a few people come to help celebrate her big day, and we're super excited. I'm sad because she's turning 1. At that time flew by like extra fast.
You think it was extra? I think it was long and drawn out.
No, it was not.
Wow.
It was not. It felt long toward the end because she was dealing with back-to-back ear infections, and she ended up getting tubes in her ear.
We're gonna talk about that in a later episode.
But after that, we're back on track.
Yeah.
I feel like we're back on track. At least we're getting more sleep now.
I agree.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. Well, we end every episode with words of encouragement. So I'll give some words of encouragement too. At first I was like, am I gonna give words of encouragement? But I guess anytime you have a baby, both parties are, impacted. So yeah, I'll give words of encouragement, and then I'll let you close it out. That sound good?
That's fine.
All right, cool. Hey, also, if you guys are listening to the podcast, make sure you guys leave a review, and also like this if you're watching the YouTube version, and make sure you subscribe as well. My genuine words of encouragement, especially for the fathers who are dealing with rainbow babies, is your support is more than monetary. And again, I say your support is more than monetary because money only solves money problems, right? You are always coming to a point, like once you have enough money, right, you're going to come to a point where you have nothing but problems that money can't solve. And literally losing a child, like in the womb, is a problem that money cannot solve. Like nothing, no amount of money that we throw at that problem can bring back the 2 miscarriages, or it can make Keisha feel better. All you have is the equity, the time equity that you pour into each other, right? So as a married couple, as somebody who truly loves the person that they're with, as somebody who's receiving the greatest gift a woman can give a man, when that doesn't go according to like what you would like, make sure that you're there to support the person that you truly love. All right, those are my words of encouragement. Kiki, what you got?
I guess my words of encouragement are don't suffer in silence. You don't have to tell the world, but at least confide in your significant other and maybe at least one person. It would be helpful if it's a person that actually know the situation you're going through, because they can really kind of not coach you through it, but tell you, their experience with it, and maybe that can help you in the end. I think that's why when people have their testimonies, God give us trials to go through so that we can testify and possibly help somebody else out in the same situation. And I have been in situations where my testimony has helped someone, just with my hyperemesis that I have with the extreme morning sickness. If I didn't go through that, I wouldn't have been able to help, I know for a fact, 2 people to go to their doctor and say, hey, I know I'm supposed to be sick during this first trimester, but I'm extra sick. Like, something's wrong. And they got to get help, way sooner than I did when I was pregnant with my first baby.
You did.
And so, yeah. But just me being open and honest and expressing that testimony about my sickness, it helped someone. And so that's why I say don't suffer in silence, because you never know who has gone through the same thing that you have gone through, and you won't feel so alone. Even though I had Tyler, I mean, like he said, he could only understand so much, but me being the actual body that holds the child and to lose the child, that's something that he probably would never understand. And so once I connected someone who went through a loss like I did, it felt like, okay, it's not me. Let me get out of my head. Life goes on. I still love my, what they call them? I guess my angel babies. I love them. They're in heaven. Amen. But I am thankful that I experienced loss, that I could get an awesome rainbow baby out of Naomi.
And you guys heard it here on How's the Fam. Y'all be blessed.
Bye.